Sure. So dynamic search ads are kind of this magic gift that Google gave us that I keep waiting for it to be taken away, and it remains. So dynamic search ads, what they are is they allow you to have a URL that Google will crawl and either serve ads based off of all categories. Don't do that. Specified categories, your feed, or specific pages. And what's nice about it is that you don't need to have keywords. You can. I personally prefer that you have DSA or dynamic search ads as your keyword research tool because you then can get the search term report off of your DSA campaigns. But what's also nice is that it will actually generate the headlines for you. You just write the descriptions. So it's not only a good way to see kind of what does Google think about your landing page, how does Google understand your site, it'll give you some really fun, wild, and crazy ideas for creative. Because sometimes when you're sitting there thinking about ads, uh, you don't come up with the best creative, but your amazing content team, your amazing creatives who worked on your landing pages, who worked on your organic site, may have had those great ideas. So where this idea came from is one of the things that's really interesting about the dynamic target section when you're working in Google Ads is that it will actually show you the search volume, the potential categories, some of the potential search terms, and the potential ad creative for each of the URLs that you put in. Now, it's important to note you can only have one dynamic target URL per campaign. And you need to be careful not to actually run too many because then you could, as in like actually have budget run, because then you risk your account being suspended. But so long as the ads aren't running, you can see what are the search volumes for those categories. You can see what are the headlines of your competitors or your site, and you can see some of those potential search terms. Why I find that more helpful than, say, the keyword planner, even though the keyword planner is also a great free tool, is that this gives you insight into what did my competitors do? Not what do I think, not where is my brain at. It lets you kind of enter the brain of somebody else.
Could you kind of walk us through the basic steps now of how you would go about getting these dynamic search ads campaigns set
Sure.
up?
So the first step is to set up your Google Ads account. If you don't already have one, they are absolutely free to set up. It is important to note that they will be canceled out if you do not verify them and set up a billing profile. The billing profile will put a temporary financial hold, but that'll get refunded right back. It's just so that to prove that the billing is accurate and your ad account is who you say you are. Next, you're going to create a search campaign without a goal. The goals are just to filter out certain functionality. I tend to prefer creating without a goal. They do absolutely nothing to the algorithm. Next, you are going to go through the process of creating a search campaign. Just put in basic information, fill it out, hit save, and then hit pause so that you don't run budget. You're then going to go back into that campaign and click the gear that's next to the name of your campaign to get to the settings. You're going to go all the way down to the bottommost setting where it says dynamic URL. I believe that's what it says. You'll then add in the URL that you want to use. Make sure that whatever URL you're using, you haven't used in another campaign if you want to do different competitors. And then you'll hit save. Once you've done that, you will be able to go to the audiences, keywords, content section, click the little caret down there. You'll then go to the dynamic target section and you'll be able to begin adding dynamic targets. So the dynamic targets, you'll be given a choice to have all categories, specific categories, or off of a feed. The research comes from picking the categories. You can actually have negative, when you're running a true DSA campaign, negative categories as well, or negative dynamic targets. So for example, excluding your homepage, your blog, your contact, whatever. But for the research portion, you're just going to use that mean targeting one. Once you're in that view, you then can see a whole list of the categories. If you don't like the categories you are seeing, that is a sign that you need to look at your organic content and how you have your schema set up. If it's for your site, and if you completely are confused by your competitor, and what your competitor has, then that's a sign that like, hey, SEO team, you're crushing it. This is what they're doing. Maybe we go a little bit further into these categories, not the categories they're running on, but like the categories that you think that they should be on, because our competitors are neglecting it, and it's an opportunity to really crush them organically and get that earned traffic. You might be surprised to hear a PPC person promote SEO. There is a synergy to be had between PPC and SEO working together and being collaborative. So, absolutely share that report. And yeah, those are the technical steps to get there.
Nice. So yeah, it sounds like those categories can be really important, and I like that point about, integrating the PPC team with the SEO team and sharing the learnings there. Thanks for watching this clip from the Paid Media Lab. If you found it useful, you can get the full-length episode on the Lunio YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe to catch all our latest releases. And if you want free tools, reports, and guides to help you uplift the efficiency of your PPC campaigns, head to lunio.ai and click on the Resources tab in the nav bar. See you in the next one.